Great job. Got a good little restart there. But here comes Johnny Benson.
8 to go, and here goes Kyle Busch to the outside, side by side with Mike Skinner through 2 and 3.
Might make that stick, but I don't think so.
He's able to stay with him through that corner. He's got a little bit of an advantage to see if he can hold it on the outside.
Into 3 and 4. Here goes Kyle Busch. He stays to the outside. Let's see if he can get by him.
It's pretty hard. That's a tough pedaling out there, boys. I'm telling you, he might be able to make it.
Spin in turn 4, but no caution has come out as Chad Chaffin gets it straightened back out. They're still side by side for 3rd.
Dennis Setzer's loving this. He said, run side by side, guys.
Johnny Benson running 2nd, trying to reel in that 18 of Dennis Setzer. Now Kyle Busch moves back behind the 5 of Mike Skinner.
It's just hard to make that pass out there. And that 5 truck, he really paid him a lot of courtesy by not pushing him up and getting him in the loose stuff and costing him a bunch of spots.
Now single file again as they come out of turn number 4, this time by the start finish line. 5 laps of racing to go.
I got to tell you, that 18 truck has this. I'm impressed with how that thing is stuck to the ground all day long. Never has had a wheel out of place since this race started.
You know, that's why Gillette Evernham came over to Dennis Setzer when Elliott Saddle had his back trouble. We're going to learn more about tomorrow, and said, Dennis Setzer, if Elliott can't go, we want you to drive this car.
I might run out and buy me one for him to run tomorrow if I could.
So good at the short tracks, and especially here. He's won twice at Martinsville in the past, looking to make that 3 wins at this racetrack.
Just rolls her down in there, turns the wheel. Oh, no!
Kyle Busch gets in the back of the 5, and Mike Skinner spins off, coming off of 4.
And nobody hit him. That is incredible. Incredible job by those guys to avoid him.
And the spotters.
Somebody did hit him.
Well, to start it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But after he spun, I'm talking about.
I don't think Skinner will be too happy with Kyle Busch now.
See, Kyle barrels it down into turn number 3. Ooh, Skinner just didn't go.
Skinner just had it almost like he didn't go.
Or maybe ran out of fuel, possibly?
He could be, because he looks like he's out of gas. He's out of fuel.
That's what it was, exactly.
Can't get it going again. He's creeping along the racetrack in turn 1 and 2.
Now that's a rotten break right there.
I think lap 80, the last time Dennis Setzer came down pit road, is the last time Mike Skinner came down pit road.
Oh, and close there. Kyle Busch was going to jump in behind the 5.
I think Kyle actually was thinking about pushing him, but then he realized that wasn't a good idea now.
Yeah, I don't think that's a situation you can blame it on Kyle Busch. That's a deal where he ran out of gas.
He's out of fuel.
Matt, did he run out of fuel down there?
No. That's what they're saying on the radio. In fact, Kyle Busch was going to help her brother out, give him a push, and then Richie Waters says, no, I think you should just let it go and stick to our own agenda here.
No, I think that's a great call on Richie's part and admirable on Kyle's part, but that wasn't the right thing to do right now.
Riding along with David Starr.
Good job by David Starr, spotter right there. Good job.
Duck, man, I'm telling you.
Go low, go low. And David Starr did just that. Now Skinner's going to get the push from the safety vehicle.
Now is Dennis Setzer worrying now, because now he knows his crew chief has told him that 5 truck ran out of gas. They pitted on exactly the same lap back on lap number 80.
Well, I think Johnny Benson was in the same thing, because Johnny Benson came out right behind Dennis Setzer. He won that race off of pit road.
Same boat, Johnny Benson, and he's a teammate to Mike Skinner. You would think he would get very comparable fuel mileage.
I think here's the biggest difference. That's that Toyota in 2nd place and Setzer in 1st place. That white truck might get a little bit better gas mileage. Just a guess.
And Dennis Setzer's been very good at conserving fuel when he needs to. He knows how to work his way around a short track.
Mansfield, he won last year, 250 laps, never made a pit stop.
Never stopped. So we'll see now if Dennis Setzer has enough fuel to make it all the way. How about Johnny Benson? He's the only thing that stands between Setzer and Kyle Busch winning 3 races in a row this season. 2 more laps. Green white checker coming up here for Dennis Setzer.
But you got to give the 51 a pretty big pat on the back.
Oh, yes.
Not just the cat driving it, but once again, Richie Waters has come through. I know one thing. If I did these races every week, whatever Richie did, that's what I do.
Coming out of turn number 4, the green flag back in the air. We're back underway at Martinsville Speedway. 2 laps of racing to go.
Great restart for Dennis Setzer.
It really was.
It almost looked like Johnny Benson stopped a little bit there, maybe to make it look like Dennis Setzer jumped.
I think he was trying to lay back and get a run on him, but he didn't time it right.
Setzer's run a flawless race. Out of 4, the white flag in the air.
And the other thing is he wanted to be sure he had a cushion so that the 51 couldn't get a run on him.
If Dennis Setzer can keep enough fuel in this thing, he will win it for the 3rd time at Martinsville.
Here comes Kyle Busch. He's sticking the nose down. Around goes to 23. Around goes to 51. And coming out of 4, Dennis Setzer will win at Martinsville.
What a... Oh, no.
The field going by the 51 and the 23. Now Kyle Busch gets it straightened back out as they celebrate.
That's just all wrong right there. I knew Kyle was going to make a run on him. He was going to try to get a nose under him, but
thank you, Dennis. Thank you, bud. You're awesome.
That was uncalled for, unnecessary.
What a finish for Dennis Setzer. The top 3 going into turn number 3. Dennis Setzer, Johnny Benson, and Kyle Busch. And here's what happened getting into 3.
This is one of those times when Kyle has got to learn. Some days you just take what the thing's going to give you.
I tell you what, this could be the first ever 2nd place finish for Matt Crafton. This would be a career best finish for him.
Well, he came across the line in 2nd. Now we will go back and review whatever we need to. Depends on when the caution flag comes out. But I want to say Matt Crafton is going to be 2nd because obviously Johnny and the 51 of Kyle Busch could not maintain the official speed.
That is exactly what it looks like. Dennis Setzer, his 18th career win in his 246th start. Welcome back. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series just finishing up the 4th race of the 2008 season. Let's head down to victory lane as Dennis Setzer about to climb out victorious. Krista.
And if you are a new viewer to the Truck Series, perhaps watching our series for the very first time on Fox, this is much more than a Dennis Setzer win. Dennis, you are the king of short tracks, but as we see the emotion, owner Lori Hamilton getting a hug from Dennis, this is much bigger. As we said, this is not just about Dennis Setzer, this is about Bobby Hamilton racing back in victory lane.
It is. You know, it's about Bobby Hamilton racing, the guy that started this deal, and, you know, is still carrying this deal on. This is a Bobby Hamilton chassis under this thing, something he designed and built. So I'm really proud of that. You know, Lori took this team and run it through last year and done such a great job. Now she's required some really good help from Joey Arrington, Mark Melling, Clay Campbell, Mac Bailey, a bunch of good guys right here. We appreciate all of them right here so much. And, you know, it's just special. You know, Dodge Motorsports has put a lot in this program, getting it where it is today. And, you know, we appreciate the opportunity.
We saw those late cautions. What were you thinking inside the truck? What was Marcus telling you as all those late cautions came out?
Just stay consistent, you know, just don't do anything stupid. And, you know, he's seen me do that before, so I guess he was worried about that. But, you know, we're fortunate Duck had come on board this week. Really brought our program along. We're kind of doing week-to-week sponsors, and these guys are doing what they can to get by, you know. Melling parts and stuff's been on the truck. You know, we had a lot of good sponsors along with Dodge Motorsports and stuff. So, you know, Joey Arrington built a pretty special engine for this thing. He's an owner on this deal also. And, you know, I had dinner with his dad last night, and he gave me some instructions how I need to get off these corners. So, thanks, buddy. I appreciate all the information. But, you know, this is for Bobby. It's like I say, it carries on his legacy right there. And so in honor of my mother also. She's been under the weather, and we appreciate it.
We see the emotion there in Dennis, for Dennis Setzer. The emotion